Poison ivy. That's why your brain itches all the time. The inside of your skull is lined with poison ivy, causes your brain to itch.
You know, you'd think I'd have a comeback for that, but I've got nothing.
Oh my God.
I thought you would go to a Euro something, but
I've dealt with enough stupid today. I don't want to put more stupid into the world if I can help it.
I have dealt with enough stupid today. I like that.
I guess that means we should probably just wrap up the podcast right here, huh?
Yeah, because if we're going to sit here and talk to each other, if we're all at our limit of stupid, we really should just stop.
Hit my stupid quota. Thanks for coming, everyone.
If there was a stupid quota, I'd never be able to leave the house.
Samesies.
Yeah.
But stupid aside, this is the 297th episode for the 14th of August, 2025.
33-0-11. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And this is the Loose Screws podcast.
Cast.
And we're tired, it sounds like. I'm not going to lie.
We're old.
It just sounds like we've all had it with this week.
260 kilometers in an SRV will do that to you.
Oh, my God.
I forgot you guys did that.
My God. Oh, we haven't talked about that yet, have we?
No, more on that now, I guess. So, Chig, how was your week?
Good. How was yours?
Don't you dare effing do that.
In game, out of game, what do you want first? I don't talk about
out of game and go to in game.
Okay, out of game, I live, I work, I do stuff. In game, there's 2 CGs going. I'm sitting in the top 25% in both. So all I'm doing is just shooting stuff and I don't know, messing with gankers and shooting any player's ship that is for another power and, stuff like that. It's fun. There's combat in game. It's awesome. Forget about it. Then I sat down. Should we talk about the buckyball race now or should we talk about that later? I don't even know.
Let's hit that right after the live stuff, just because that's how Live Radio did it. And, we have to be better than them. So
then why are we doing it exactly like them? Why would you?
Okay, hit the buckyball. How was it?
You make my head hurt. It sucked. Alec Turner and the Buckyball Racers hosted a race that was 260 kilometers over the rockiest, hilliest, godforsaken planet you've ever seen. And there's 5 of us in Loose Screws that went there. It was me, Oblivious, Baramir, Dio, and Boobtron. We all went and did it. Or Indigo. I don't know. He's as
whatever your preference.
Yeah, exactly. But the 5 of us did it. And we did so well in the race that we didn't even get a shout out on Live Radio for showing up. So that was impressive. That's how bad we did. Our top finisher was Baramir, finished about 2.5 hours. And I think Oblivious, you were about 3.5. And the other 3 of us fell in between there at different levels. But I don't know if you've ever done a lot of SRV. You go from if you're plant gunning, you go a kilometer to, get to the next plant sample, get out of the SRV, get back in, go to the next plant sample, some of that. Or maybe you go to the crashed Anaconda and collect some mats and drive around a little bit. If you've ever tried to drive the SRV for 2.5 hours straight, if you haven't ever driven an SRV for 2.5 hours straight, don't. Just do something else. It's an actual endurance race. I mean, some highlights from the race. A Scorpion team did it. It was 2 guys in a Scorpion who took turns driving. Took them 6.5 hours.
I think that story is awesome.
Well, the better story is the guy who was doing it in the full sim rig who kept restarting every time he'd die. So he ended up doing it for 13 plus hours. He was doing this. I don't know how he survived. My
Bro,
hat is 100%.
Freaking crazy. Why?
Yeah. Yep. Impressive. And I heard that by the last few attempts, he was like repairing every time he lost 10% of hull just to try to keep himself from blowing up, which is impressive.
Oh
no. The initial launch was amazing. It ended up there were 52 drivers, and he had support ships, cameramen, all kinds of stuff going on. And the main instance, highest number of people I saw in there was about 26 at the same time, and then some, ships overhead. And Elite Dangerous, how it loves its instances. If I turned and faced any of the other SRVs, my frame rates would drop down into about the tens to single digits almost at times. And if I faced away from everybody, I'd get up into the 60 to 70 frame range. So it was not enjoying that many people together, but it was neat to see that many people together in one instance at one time. And then when the race started, it was just chaos, and the winner ended up finishing in like 45 minutes. Alec Turner finished, I think, third, in under an hour. This is insane. I mean, that's how crazy fast these guys are doing. I had a practice run that was about 25 minutes faster than my finish time, because being the actual event, I just wanted to finish. I didn't even try flying fast. I mean, I can get up over 60 with it. I've been over 80. These guys get into the hundreds of meters per second. It's insane how fast they'll get it going. But you got to realize every meter per second over 50, your chances of dying when you land goes up. So I just stayed under 50 and was super cautious. I was not taking any chances because I did not want to try. I mean, even go half the distance and even doing this for over an hour, if you die at that point and your hands are permanently cramped into claws from holding onto your HOTUS, and your shoulders are feeling it, it's like, all right, I wish I'd have done this on my Steam Deck at this point, but hey,
or mouse and keyboard
hindsight. But yeah, so that there was that was fun. And then today I was I went to a Hazres and was just buzzing some players in there and Mambas and stuff from other powers, but I didn't feel like getting into a fight because I was waiting for my wife and kid to get home. So I was just buzzing them, and if they'd shoot at me, I'd fly away. Then I'd fly back towards them because I was just faster than them, and I knew that they couldn't kill me. So it was fun. So I did that. Then I flew into the station and sat down and watched system chat for a while. Did not disappoint. sitting there watching it. It's like a radio serial that you can't hear. You just, it's a new story every time you watch. And they were sitting there, and first, somebody started talking about Jesus and his man harem. I'm like, okay, where's this going? And then there was a big argument over whether high waking is the same as combat logging. All right. Godwin's law was then, went into place as people were being called Hitler after not
Godwin's law was invoked.
and then my favorite then is I'm sitting there just reading this, losing faith in humanity. Then all of a sudden somebody put up something and it just looked like gibberish to me. I'm like, what the fuck did this dude just type? And I'm like, ba weep ga na weep ninny bong. And I'm like, wait a minute. Ba weep gra na weep ninny bong. The universal greeting from Transformers. It made my entire day. I was super happy, and my faith in humanity was restored.
Yes.
So that was my week and my evening thus far. Oblivious, how was your buckyball adventure and the rest of your week?
I think we should just do the rest of the podcast. We'll just sit here and read system chat live.
live
system chat. We have to do that in the community corner. I'll just pencil that in right now.
You might have our next April Fool's event if there's a good CG going on.
Right.
Just for an hour. I don't know. Some of the stuff that they type could get us thrown off the internet at times. It's impressive.
To be fair, we deserve to be thrown off the internet. So
years ago.
Well, Lark, I described my buckyball experience as one of the worst SRV mining expeditions I'd ever been on.
Oh, no.
Because I spent 3.5 hours smashing into rocks, and I didn't get a single material out of it.
I love that.
No, I mean, I had practiced all of 100 kilometers the day before. It's the first time I'd ever done it. And from that, I was able to predict that I was going to do a 3-hour plus run, and that's exactly what I did.
Nice.
Same thing. I squeezed the living shit out of my HOTAS. My hands were killing me at the end. Any number of times I'm going, why the hell did I do this? But then, like the next day, I went, that wasn't so bad. I actually think I would do it again a second time. I don't know if that's masochistic or not, but it's pretty interesting. I want to figure out how to fly the way some of these guys are flying. It was really neat. I think one of the best things about it was a live trial, wasn't a time trial. So we're all the start was fantastic. Prior to the start, I had a little bit of a chuckle. I just parked in one place and just watched, and I kept seeing Chig going back and forth. It's like he was pacing back and forth, waiting for the start. On the start, they had several chase vehicles. Some of the teams had chase vehicles, and then there's also filming going on. And jumped off of a particular hill, and I thought I was going to run into the back of somebody's asp, but barely missed it. But yeah, I got through it, and I think I would do it again. Hopefully, if he does it same format, it might help some folks if he did shorten it up a bit. But it's supposed to be an endurance race, so. I did get a lot out of it. And then the rest of the time, after I made sure I stayed off the game for until the next day, after finishing it up, I did not want to touch the game again. And the next day, so I've done the same thing. I'm running top 25 in both of the CZ categories, and I had an interesting experience where I dropped into one of the Haz-Res, when was it? Yesterday, I think it was. And someone else was in there from another power. And I'm just watching them. They're in a Phantom. And watching them. Then I do a scan. I'm going, oh, they got a docking computer.
Oh, no.
Then I make sure and fly, make sure they see me. And they see me, but they don't do anything. And I'm going, dude, I'm showing up on your screen as enemy. He doesn't do anything. Keep following. Take a look at the rest of his loadout. I think this is a fairly new. He's pretty low ranked in combat, so probably a fairly new person. Went out and bought themselves a ship. Then I go into system chat and I say, we're opposing powers. We should be attacking each other right now, and didn't get anything back. So then I popped him with the laser about 2 or 3 times, and it didn't do anything. I don't think he realized it. Finally,
that's why you always do it like right at the canopy so they can't miss it.
That's what I did. Next time I went, put myself in front of him, popped him with the laser, and then he just turned and then started running in the ice field, running through the ice field.
Oh, no.
I didn't have the heart to do anything to this guy. I figured this guy was in absolute panic, so I just left him alone at that point. But other than that, I had a few good PvP experiences, and most of them, I don't know. I'm counting it a win if they jump out on you. So if they leave, that's a win. I'll count that as a win. But
that you mentioned the docking computer thing, me and.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know who the hell was in there with me. It was
there.
you and...
It might have been Awan.
No. Well, there was a few of us. Then all of a sudden we saw R2 Dizzle, another member of the Discord, in there. And he was flying a Cobra Mark V. and I noticed he had a docking computer. So we shot out his docking computer. It was actually hard to figure out the right angle to get that to that thing and that. And I was afraid we were going to kill him there for a minute, but we shot out his docking computer, then let him go on his merry way.
Except, and by the way, it was Cy, I think he's our German friend.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Oh, that's right, Lark. He was up very early in the morning. He joined for our little piranha night because he said, I wanted to fly with Lark. And I go, well, sorry, Lark's not here.
He even cried a little bit.
He should have told me that.
Yeah, and he cried in German, which means never mind.
I feel so bad now.
But our buddy had report crimes.
Oh yeah,
rookie mistake.
Yeah.
One we've all done at one point.
Yeah, kind of brought our little piranha night to a screeching halt because we all had to go find a place to get rid of our bounties.
That's hysterical.
Yeah.
So it was more like a minnow night. It was
not minnow night.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I get for scheduling two of them back to back like that. So that was on me, and I apologize.
All right. Well, other than screwing up on scheduling, what else you been doing, Mark?
Screwing up on other scheduling for other things. I've just been existing in life, just working, coming home, playing games, taking care of the house, that sort of stuff. I have been doing a ton of Elite. I am comfortably in the top 75 for the hauling CG, which is good enough for me. And then I have 3 different instances where I've tried to turn in my bounties for this CG, and the first time I turned it in the wrong station. The second time I turned it in at another wrong station, and now I'm back out for the third time to get some freaking bounties for this.
Wait. So you don't have any bounties turned in yet?
Nope.
How did you? Never mind.
I don't. No, it's better to just not pull on that string.
Yeah, well, that's why I stopped. Some questions are better just not asked.
You did enough to get into the top 75 on the hauling, but didn't recognize you were at the wrong station when you turned in the bounties. Okay.
Yeah, because for some reason, what was the name of that other station that's in the system?
Thompson something, or yeah.
Not Abshaw Terminal. It's the other big station.
Yeah.
Talwar Nikki? Yeah, that one. For some reason, I got one of my ships there when I transferred it over, and my brain just was like, oh, well, that's the station the CG is out of.
That's where you need to be.
Yeah, and said, yeah, and here we are.
Been sniffing too many carrots again.
But hey.
His eyesight's great, but his memory's horrible.
I hate
Jesus.
you.
I know. Good.
Yeah, I've been having a blast with the CG. I have gone hunting troll style in my ASP Scout. And in the one serious, air quote, serious fight that I got in the ASP Scout, it was against an FDL. And I had his shield almost down by the time he popped me because he was moving around so fast that he couldn't freaking hit me most of the time. But when he did, it hurt because, huge hard point. And then I went bounty hunting in my Python Mark II because I'm me. And it actually did really well. I'm very pleased and impressed with it. At one point,
you say Panther Clipper?
Panther Clipper,
like the new Clipper.
Yeah,
I just wanted to say I did.
Sorry, brain.
I hear P, and I didn't know if it was a Python or Panther. So all these Mark
I went hunting
around
Panther Clipper, and I'm very pleased with how it performed. I was just doing NPCs. I was alone in the instance for a while, and then suddenly there was a hollow square. Then there was another one. Then they both became hollow triangles. Then they were shooting at me.
Yeah.
So I turned around, got my fighter on one of them. It was 2 FDLs. And I chased one away and had the shield almost ready to drop on the other by the time I actually was destroyed. And that's on a build that only has hull. I didn't have any module reinforcements on it yet. Like, I just took it out just to see. And it still performed that well against players. So I'm very happy with that.
You had 2 pilots who came in flying ships for the first time trying to kill you, and yet you chased away?
Probably.
Okay.
But the weapons on my Panther Clipper are also fully engineered now, so that helps too.
He's sitting there with 100% hull, and you've got 20%, but you're going, but there's a chance.
There was
saying there's a chance.
There's a chance.
Yeah.
Don't tell me the odds.
And now I'm back out here in my Cobra 5.
Yeah, the Clipper can definitely, or the Panther Clipper. What are we going with? The Clipper? The
Clipper.
Pooper?
The Clipper.
Volt came up with that. Shout out to him because it's awesome.
I mean, yeah, it can definitely be built up, and all those hard points. It can definitely, it can be a tough kill. I mean, that's Mia Daxius and John Chorus were out, ganker hunting, and I was in the Panther Clipper. We named it Chum, and I was flying that. And then we had a Mark V and a Mandalay. So an explorer, a hauler, and a small ship were out, playing with gankers, and yeah, no, it's a tough ship. It's boring as fuck to fly, and anybody in a more maneuverable ship should be able to, maybe not kill it, because it'll take you forever to shoot through all the armor and stuff. If somebody and shield, I mean, God, you put a size 8 prismatic on that thing, and
I'm just waiting for the opportunity to do that at this point.
That's what I've got on mine, and I've got size 7 cell bank, and yeah, the thing is just stupid. But it's also just super boring to fly. I just can't do it. I'd love to fight yours. I'll take my Cobra and fight your Clipper. Would be fun just to see if I can at least put some scratches on your paint.
Absolutely. I am down 100%.
Now, Chig, have you heard of the fuel cats?
That is funnier than hell. I honestly thought that was going to be people that were hunting fuel rats. But if you guys want to share the story of what these fuel cats are doing, it's next level. I'm telling you, it's griefing, but it's so funny. Nobody better get upset.
If it's griefing, but it's funny, then it's called being a gremlin, not a griefer.
So fuel cats, I first saw it on Reddit day before yesterday, I think. And I'm going, I don't know if that's real. But then Professor Onwat was talking about it in our Discord today. So that he either saw it happen or heard it and confirmed it. But there's a couple of guys. One's got Panther Clipper, and the other one I think is in a Cobra Mark V, and they interdict you, and then force feed you fuel limpets, whether you need it, want it, or not.
Yep.
That is, I never thought of doing something like that, and it is so good.
It is funny. I saw some people in system chat complaining about it. That was another thing that was popping up
in system chat too.
Oh, yeah.
That's great. Beware of the fuel cats.
It's epic.
So the fuel cats doing that have inspired me to either in my Cobra or my Asp Scout interdict people, get in front of them so they stop, and then drop a couple tons of vegetables and demand they eat better, and then leave.
Jeez.
It checks out.
Now you finally have a use for all those carrots.
I'm so happy.
You don't need night vision because you can see so well.
Oh, goodness. All right. Well, let us roll right into the squadron update. Chig sound effect go.
Do we have to?
BGS is still fucked. There we go. We can move on, right?
That's your sound.
There you go. Yeah.
All right, Chig, you can take your nap. So,
but I have it on good authority that Squad Van Drun Guards, also known as Vanguards, is going to fix everything that PowerPlay 2 broke in the BGS.
Whose good authority is this?
That
Said no
authority
one
is me.
ever.
It's not a good authority.
Said no one ever.
I'm just making shit up. Oh my God.
73.6% of all statistics are made up.
Right on the
All right.
spot.
But in the squad, we have a war in Cephei Sector, IRW B1-4, an election in Tamor, and there's a pirate attack in Yenti, infrastructure failure in Tamor, and Boom in 6, 7, and FZ Andromeda, as well as V640 Cassiopeia. So the Andromedas are just having a grand old time.
Yeah, you should go there, look to see if there's any megaships, and if there are, they'll probably be giving you scenarios, which is a good place for you to collect some bounties.
Yes. Now, there is also the loose screws stats, which includes now 23 billion Citizen-Shareholders, 275 star systems. Holy crap, it went up again. We are controlling 73 of those, 202 stations, 332 settlements, 95 installations, and one sad megaship who doesn't know whose faction he's actually a part of, or he would have left already.
In a pear tree.
There you go. So if you
Come
want
on.
some more details, or if you have any more questions on BGS, just join us in the Loose Screws Squadrons Discord. Ask your questions. Just know if you ask your questions, Lark will probably be the first one to answer
Either
your
me or
question.
Balloons. Yeah.
And Lark's answer will always be Ask Scout.
Yes. True
0
story.
days. 0 days.
Alrighty, now rolling right into our PowerPlay update for cycle 42. Chig, will
been
you give us
updated?
another sound effect?
Bleh.
Average
That's all I
size.
got. Oh,
Good enough.
average. Yeah, average size. All right.
There you go.
Fair enough.
Yes, nailed it. 10 out of 10, no notes. Alrighty. Oblivious, could you take the PowerPlay update?
Has that been updated?
Yes, Barrow updated that right before the show.
Cycle 42? LYR, he's earned the top K5. What the heck does that mean?
I have no idea. I assume
Nicey's
it means
point of the week. Oh, so it's Nicey's points for this week. He's in the top K5. ALD loses the most systems this week. Wonder why. Speculation is LYR and Antal surged in undermining attack towards ALD.
ALD is Ashleen, right?
Yeah,
Or is that Arissa?
it's Duval.
It's one of the Duvals. Close enough. Carry on.
Right. So our buddy LYR denied any involvement. Antal denied any involvement. After reviewing our sources, it seems it just had to be some bad resourcing close to the edges of the system. Yeah, likely story. And ALD seemed embarrassed. It may had also something to do with pictures. And ALD was not available for comment. She said,
Your
"Contact
feet
my
blush?"
lawyers." Yeah. Wow. I want to see that if that's the case. Let's see. Let's look at Kruger's rankings.
A5 is Kruger's Power 5 rankings for the record.
That's what it means. Okay, so
Which I thought was like meant LYR sold the best skis or something. I don't know.
the best part about this particular report is Archer's down at 6. Where he's still way below us.
Good.
Us young Rui types that are up at 3. And Petraeus just continues to go down and down and down and down.
Petraeus is in a free fall right now.
Yep.
It's almost like the people that were working for him, for whatever reason, switched to the Spider Queen, and we're still trying to figure out why.
And let's see. Archer, though, even though he's in 6, he did have a +9 coming out of that cycle. So the most activities between exploited and fortifieds. He did the best out of all the powers. Okay, somebody wake up Chig and let's move on.
Wait, I'm back. What's up?
Jig, hi, welcome back. Yeah,
Thanks.
we weren't talking the whole time. You're fine. No worries.
Whew. All right. Sweet. So now what? We have
All right,
community
let's
news.
move right into the dev news.
Dev
Jig,
news.
Take it away.
I think they announced that Squadron Vanguard drones
Vandron? Squad Guard?
Squanchy is coming
Squad
out
Van Drun Guards.
Sasquatch, that's what it is.
on Tuesday, correct? Is it Tuesday?
Correct.
Yes.
Okay, Tuesday we got Squadron Vanguard guards. We didn't get any other real updates on anything, did we? It was just it's coming out on that date. Is that
And
all
it's
we
going to
know?
fix the BGS.
Well,
Yep.
you're just
It's
making
coming
shit
out
up.
on that date, and it's gonna fix everything.
You're just making shit up. Yeah, but
Absolutely making
I
crap
can make
up.
shit up too. Weren't we saying how much a squadron carrier was going to cost the other day? And somebody said he heard a rumor. Was it Nurgle or Bloomington? One of the two said that they heard a rumor that the squadron carrier was going to cost $50 billion, and then everybody just threw other numbers out there randomly.
Yeah, I think we got it up to 100 billion by the time we were done. But
think,
but they did come back and say that they were going to allow for one engineered ship, and it's an ASP Scout.
Yay!
Just continuing to make shit up. I love it, and I approve because yes. Yeah,
So
I don't
that
know. Are you
does
guys
raise the
excited
question,
for this?
Without the engineering chips still, as far as we know, on launch, does that make this like honestly DOA, or do you think there's going to be
Feels that
some
way.
hidden features and stuff that'll still make it fun and worth and all that?
You know, PowerPlay 2, when it was coming out, I was rather underwhelmed with everything that had been described on that up until the release. And then it turned out to be a hell of a lot better than what I had speculating. So I'm cautiously optimistic. What about you, Chig?
Well, people, the uproar over non-engineered ships or engineered ships not being able to be stored for use, for your squad mates or whatever. This is such a non-issue for me. I can't even express
Honestly,
how much I
it
don't
is
care.
for me too, a little bit.
To me, this doesn't even. I'm hoping that there's a lot more to this, but it seems, it's this update is like back in the WoW days would be like one of those crazy like just UI kind of updates that they'd sneak in. It wouldn't even be talked about as an actual update,
We added a quest.
Yeah, I mean they're just
discover it. Yeah.
improving a lot of stuff. And for me, the whole engineered ships thing, for me, it's an immersion thing. We have to jump through all these hoops to even find these engineers, and then we have to like earn their trust by doing tasks, and then they'll engineer our ships. It's almost like this clandestine thing. And to me, if all of a sudden we just started giving these ships to any players, even if it was just loaning them out and stuff, just feels like it would be breaking the trust of these top secret engineers that are hiding in the galaxy. So I have no problem with this, because I also remember as a brand new player, just getting a fully A-rated ship was a big deal. Going
It really
full
was.
engineered is, just that another step. So I don't care either way. I don't think that there should be engineered ships on our carriers, though. Now, if we open up a full, player economy and we were buying and selling these things and people could do whatever the hell they wanted with them, I'm on board with that 100%. I know it goes against my trust of the engineers and stuff like that, but I'd feel then at that point it's just I want a player economy in the game so bad. I mean, I wish that like they could have dipped their toes in this whole player economy thing by simply not having tritium for sale at stations, or having it for sale at stations for really high cost. And then people would be able to mine tritium and the price of tritium would be totally on supply and demand, how much people are willing to pay to buy tritium that's only mined by players and you can't buy it at stations, I think would have been a cool feature to add. And they could have seen what kind of, demand that would be out there and what that would do to prices and how much you could sell things for. So I don't know. They could easily dip their toes into this at any point, and I wish they would. I mean,
why do you think they're not doing that? Is there worry that somehow there's a black market monetization that goes on outside of the game that they're trying to avoid?
Maybe, but I mean that could already be going on for credits super easily, because we can exchange credits. I mean,
they did make an accusation there, didn't they?
Well,
right?
that's
Recently.
yeah. I mean, I don't know how many of our listeners know about the whole Meccan, the bounty on him, and somebody named, what was it, Plodu, shot him, collected the 72 billion credit bounty, and then they shadow banned him. Well, they ban you to like a solo kind of only existence where you'll never see other players and stuff. They did since repeal that, and he is back in the game, so everything's good. They did
that actually happened. I thought that was just something people were saying.
No, it did happen.
Why did they get him to solo only? That makes no sense.
Well, they thought he was doing an exploit or something, and I have no idea.
Right.
This whole thing is really dumb. Some people in our Discord were talking about it, and they're like, well, at least it shows that they're paying attention to it and, trying to stop, credit exploits. But they literally did it by carriers where people were, buying and selling to him, at minimum than maximum to transfer credits. And there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. Why would they have made it where you can sell things at 10,000% if you weren't going to be able to sell stuff at 10,000% in order to,
did they honestly believe
credits?
Players wouldn't do that? Because I don't believe that at all.
Well, I just think, people who talked about it, it's like, well, it must have gotten flagged, but then where is that number where it gets flagged? Because I transferred 15 billion to Bank of Borked one time. Borked has given away, billions of credits to other players, and never any kind of issue has come from it. So is there some line when it goes above 50 billion?
Yeah, that's what I would think is the number is probably like 50 or 60 bill.
But why?
It does sound like that. It does sound like it triggered on a filter that it probably has been in place for a very long time and wasn't considered whenever they took the upper limits off material size, and no one had ever transferred that amount before. So I think maybe there was some automation and no oversight. Where again, there may have been some oversight for this type of stuff a couple of years ago, but since they laid a bunch of people off, it's kind of like, okay, when it happens, somebody complain and we'll go fix it, is what it feels like to me right now. So
yeah, but I mean, even this event wasn't a tiny event. I know, we do something in our Discord, nobody's gonna know about it, nobody's gonna give a shit, or anything like that.
Unless
but
it's Piranha
at AXI, the size of their Discord, the number of people they have, Meccans, lead up to the bounty hunting that was going on, was days, and people, that bounty went from like 1 billion to 72 billion. It grew to, and a ton of players, a bunch of Discords in the community were involved. I'm now in a few other Discords just from that event that I've discovered I didn't know existed. And, there was thousands of people that watched the bounty hunting on that live stream that day. So
nice.
I just, it's so, if nothing else, it's just silly that they wouldn't have, somebody would have said, hey, yeah, there's going to be a shitload of credits transferring to one player if they had some kind of thing on there. But like you said, it could be a relic from days past that nobody knew about. And at least they repealed it. We'll call it an honest mistake. I mean, we could call it incompetence as usual, but I don't know. The whole thing was just absolutely stupid.
Incompetence.
Exactly. So, I mean, even now, like with these new squadron carriers and a squadron bank and all of this stuff, I hope they get these bugs ironed out, because, the squadron decides to run a contest and they're going to give somebody in their, in their squadron's getting 100 billion credits as a prize, and then all of a sudden that person's going to end up getting banned for something like that. And that, things like that would be, just within these individual communities. So I don't know. They just got to get it sorted out.
Absolutely. So I think Squad Vanguard Fest 2009 is going to actually have, my opinion, and this is just me being the optimistic moron that I am. I think it is going to have some hidden features that just straight up haven't been talked about, and will actually be a really good update. Overall, will it be perfect? Probably not. Will it be good? Yes. That's where I come down on it.
So your brain is already made up. What are these other hidden features that are going to be in here?
No idea. I just think they'll exist. I have zero ideas right now, and I can't come up with any because I'm flying with like 3 different players right now, destroying pirates. So
you just have
works. It works because if you don't see them, they're still hidden. You just haven't found them yet, right? So that's
there you go.
Lark, you're right.
Raxel's a hidden feature. There you go.
Good Lord. What do you think, Oblivious?
About
Vanguards.
Van
Is it going to have hidden features? What do we got going on?
I don't know that it's going to have hidden features. When I sit back and keep asking the question, because BGS has been such entrenched mechanic for so long, for so many people, is it going to be the replacement for BGS? Yeah, I never did PowerPlay 1. Never got involved in it. Don't know much about it. So I guess the most information I know about it is listening to Colin on Lave talk about it, and he invested a lot of his gameplay into it, and was really concerned what was going to happen on PowerPlay 2. Even in PowerPlay 1, it had all its open source, if you will, but he was able still to get some good gameplay out of it. And now you hear him talk about PowerPlay 2. There's still some things he doesn't like, but it did become his replacement for PowerPlay 1. So for someone like me who had so much time invested in BGS, which now I'm almost totally hands off until Bloom says, "Hey, I could use some help over here." I get sucked back in, but I've gone pretty much hands off. But I've been, before closing the door on it entirely, which is where I'm ready to close the door on it because its mechanics have gotten so screwed up. I'm just sitting back, being cautiously optimistic and saying, okay, what's this going to do? What's it going to introduce? Is it going to bring back some of the love that I had for the BGS as far as being able to move factions around and play with that
so
way?
hard that it will, for both our sakes.
And that's not to say that I'm at a loss for gameplay. I'm enjoying it, enjoying the hell out of what I've been doing as far as the PvP stuff that's been introduced by PowerPlay 2. I'm not a fan of hauling, so I'm not in the Trailblazers. I did enough of that for the very first system that Track set up out there to said, okay, I get this, I'm done. I don't want to do any more of that. But the combat aspect that's been going on, I mean, the difference there is somewhat, it was scale. With our faction wars, it was kind of cool. When we got in there and managed our faction wars, even though there's still sandcastles to be kicked very over. That was kind of fun. That was kind of cool. Will Vanguards reintroduce some of that smaller scale type of warring and strategies that go on, as opposed to the large scale power play stuff where what's our position in it? Nobody's telling us what to do. We're going to do our own thing, and that's probably what every third group, Discord group, out there in the game does is pretty much their own thing. So it's more difficult to do anything organized in a controlled fashion. Will this bring some of that back? I don't know. I'm also pretty much interested in the promise, but I don't see how it. I don't see how it's going to work that way. But the promise that it's going to help us introduce new players to the game in a more
friendly is the word you're looking for.
But at the same time, though, I think we do a great job. I got mentored by everybody in this particular Discord. So if you're new and you want to learn the game, you go join a group, you go join a Discord, and people will shepherd you along. Here they're saying in some of the early propaganda, this is supposed to also be designed to help bring people along. Well, how is it help them other than there's a place, a shared carrier or whatever, and some ships that aren't engineered? How is that going to help? I'm interested to see how that works.
Well, I'll go back to my WoW days and how, guilds and stuff worked. Is if you had a guild, you could offer, perks to new players, and some, people are going to want to grow their squadrons, to have more people doing stuff for it. And I don't know if they're going to have any kind of tax system where if you're in the squadron, you're going to be automatically sending some of the credits you earn to the guild bank. I think it has to work somewhat that way. Otherwise you're just going to have a few people, funding the entire thing. There's got to be some kind of mechanic in there, but the ability to, give credits, give A-rated ships, upgrades, tutorials. But I see, you're going to have actual kind of recruiting to get into squadrons and stuff. And if they can tie this to BGS, that would be fantastic. I wish they'd bring back player-made factions in game, let people start putting their own factions in game again. It would be great if they brought all of that back, because I hate when something in this game goes away and doesn't come back. Poor console bastards. What else
Rest in pieces.
VR, support things, that
somewhere Daxi is screaming at his speakers.
Somebody on the forum just yesterday or the day before posted again about they should bring back consoles.
Oh, come on. That has to be trolling at this point.
No, people legitimately think that it's easy to just bring back consoles and they'll be able to sell these cosmetics to console players and all this stuff. But I think that ship has long sailed. I mean, that horse there's nothing left. The skeleton is even gone at this point.
Yeah, that horse is so far out of the barn that it has grandkids now.
It's glue.
Yeah. So, I mean, I've got some hopes that, it will spark some sense of community in the game. The unfortunate thing, though, is everybody's already using, the out-of-game tools for everything, be it Discord. That's where communities live right now. We all know of, at least a dozen other Discords or maybe a few dozen other Discords
on the low side.
that are all, have, from 20 to hundreds to thousands of people in them that, are dedicated to their communities and this game. And, some are very focused. Some are just broad communities. Like ours is just, we do a little bit of everything. But, if there was some in game, I wish that they would, to me, for a player like me, I've got multiple monitors, everything else. I don't play in VR nearly as much as I used to. So using external tools is super easy for me. Always has been. I wish that they would. I don't know how they could ever do this, whether, the guy who runs a NARA sells a license to FDev and they get some collaboration to where there's a link from in-game to a NARA. For my headcanon, when I'm using a NARA, I'm just going, it's not immersion breaking for me. I'm using, space Google, essentially. I'm using the galaxy's internet in the far future to look this stuff up. And to tie that in game to that
would be so good.
Imagine if they had Coriolis or Etsy for your ship building, where you can build your ships right there using those systems just linked from the game, and then it builds them in the game for you. Just get these systems working together. They don't have to use development time to make these new systems. Just find a way to integrate these external systems to the game we have now, and you'd have the perfect game. But
Right.
that's pie in the sky dreaming right there. But that that would be amazing. There's no reason we shouldn't have ship loadouts at this point. It's fucking
Right.
painful. It's absolutely
well
painful.
hey, you want an air quote hidden feature for me? Here you go.
Ship loadouts.
So let me walk you there.
Okay.
So with this is coming the ability of the Vanguard Squadron to loan out a ship to a newer player, right?
We don't know if it's loan out. I'm still of the belief after watching their thing that these are ships that you basically sell or give away to players. It's not a loan situation.
Buy, sell, loan, whatever. The point is a new player can use it. In order to have that ship has to already be set up in menu, be able to be accessed quickly by a player from a menu, and have that loadout work. Therefore, is the hidden feature that's coming loadouts. Because that's going to be stored for the Vanguard, for the air quote squad. It's not going to belong to a player. It's going to belong to the squad.
Until a player takes it, is my assumption.
I think that's a safe assumption, but in my mind, could that be a sneaky way to sneak in loadouts?
Well, I already land a fully outfitted ship on my carrier. I assume this is going to be the same kind of thing. You're just putting a full ship there, because otherwise they would go, in order for your theory to work, they would go say, oh, we got a bunch of Cobras. What loadouts can I choose from? It'll be exactly choosing those loadouts, but it's just choosing the different ships. So
exactly, and that's what I think it'll get snuck in as. Because I think they'll have like possibly one ship and maybe like 2 or 3 different options that player can choose from when they loan buy get whatever it.
I love your optimism, and I could see a path to that being, I could see a path where that could happen. And I hope to God something like that would happen. That would be, if this happens, I will buy.
I think Trax would forgive them for the engineering
arcs.
thing if loadouts are in it.
100,000 arcs? Did you say 100,000?
I will reward them by going and buying 100,000 arcs if that is a feature that sneaks into this next patch as loadouts. But I haven't seen anything about ship outfitting being touched or anything. But good God, yes, that in a heartbeat.
I think if you go buy 100,000 orcs, your credit card company will probably shadow ban you. So
not 100,000. What's 100,000 arcs? It's like
no, it's not that.
$100, $75, something like that. So it's nothing crazy.
Is shadow ban in your activity? It's just what people say.
Your credit card company go, something's wrong. There's no way he's doing
it. What the hell? Who is this? Frontier Developmentes. No, I would reward them handsomely for that. That would be my favorite new feature added to this game in the history of the game if they just give me loadouts. Because I would love to just have different loadouts set up for stuff instead of going through that. I mean, taking modules off, putting them back on, back and forth. It's so freaking tedious. Or another great feature that they could sneak in is pinning experimentals from engineers. Or fleet carriers or squadron carriers. You can do experimentals.
Yeah, yes, that would. I'll take that. Definitely.
That's 100,000 arcs right there.
That could be a perk.
It definitely could. That would be an
join
awesome
the squadron to get that'd be an awesome perk. I like that.
That would be an amazing perk. And yes, that's 100,000 arcs right there too. All right, I'm committing to that one too. These are things I'm putting on there. They sneak in these. I'm pulling these ideas from somewhere in Lark's brain right now.
Hey, Oblivious, how much money is 100,000 arcs?
I don't know.
It's like $70. I don't know. Let's go over to the store and see.
Oh, for crying out! I can't do math that quick.
What? What math do you have to do? Do you have the numbers in front of you? I haven't even
No,
got
I
that.
don't.
I
I'm
don't
in the
have the
middle of
numbers in
fighting
front
an
of me.
anaconda, so that's why I was hoping one of you could.
I didn't have the numbers in front of me.
Well, that's the most profitable way for my Cobra Mark V to do the bounty hunting for this is I go to the Has-Res, find the first anaconda I can find, blow it up, find a second one, blow it up, and then I'm
Then
usually out
leave.
of ammo, and then I leave. Yep.
And then come back and wait for 2 more.
Yep.
Yep.
Couple million credits and bounties, and we're good for there. Okay, where's ARCs? Oh, I gotta log in. Jesus.
Mark, are you in the CZ system?
I sure am. I am teamed up with
Look,
3
look to
randos.
see if there are any pirate threat signals since we've cycled.
I did not see any. I did see conflict zones, though, of some kind.
Yeah, I didn't think those would go away. I was hoping pirate signals would come back.
Okay, so the biggest package they give is 85,000 ARCs for 45 squids. So I do that.
So carry the 2 and divide by horse.
I don't even know what the exchange rate is. Let's go 130. So add a third. So this $60 probably for 85.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's
No.
not.
No big deal.
And I would gladly do that if they give me ship loadouts. So that's my hope and my prayer. It's not happening.
Mhm.
You never know.
No,
Well, I got a funny story about ship buying. This was a Reddit post. I got a good chuckle out of
What'd you find?
some commander out there that apparently this is the first ship that person had ever bought, and it was the Panther Clipper. They hadn't made no purchases on any of the others.
Oh boy.
And they didn't realize that after they do the purchase, how you go and you transfer it in to your ship inventory. He thought it worked kind of like doing unlocks in the game. He thought it just unlocked it so that you could purchase it for merits. So he went and bought himself a Panther Clipper.
Oh my God. So he spent real money, spent like $30 and then went and spent over 1 billion credits outfitting that, buying and outfitting one.
And then noticed, I've got 2. I love it.
Oh, that's awesome. Good stuff.
All right, boys.
Yeah, I don't know. That's all I've got. Anybody got anything else interesting and exciting?
That's all I got. Still in combat with that Conda. I'm winning, but slowly. Good. Help showed up.
Get into a discussion about shield boosters, whether A-rated or E-rated are the best way to go. We could get into, let's see, engineered ships. No, nobody cares about that. CG,
we got crap to do tonight.
Did you armor that power plant, Lark?
Not yet. I've been flying around in my Cobra 5, getting more bounties again for a third time.
All right, so
and I want to say the Corvette I'm teamed with just winged me with 2 large lasers while my shields were down, and it took me from 95% hull to 41% hull in that 1 second.
Yeah, that'll happen.
Freaking crap.
But the 2 CGs, they've got about a week left on them. The bounty hunting one to get in the top 75%, so you get your 3 rail guns, is about it's approaching 4 million in bounties you have to collect. So anybody that wants all 3, everybody's going to get at least 2 right now, though. So this CG did reach tier 3. So this is a good one, and about a little over 19,000 people are participating in this. So it's been a pretty popular one. But the hauling CG to be in the top 75%, so you get all 4 of the cargo racks instead of just
before
2.
you do that, before you do the Holly one real quick, because I'm about to leave this team, I want to do a shout out to the 3 randos that teamed up with me out here. It's Commander iWilly, Commander Incendiary Moose, and Commander NC Badger, and they are good peeps. Would recommend. Carry on.
Okay. The hauling CG right now, to be in the top 75%, you need to have hauled a little over 4,000 tons. That number has actually come down a little bit. So there are more people jumping in on this right now. So the numbers are tweaking, but it is about a week left. But here's the crazy number. 42,758 people have participated in this hauling CG. That is 20,000 more than the second biggest CG that they've ever done, and that was the Defense of Earth from the
Defense of Earth.
Defense of Soul had half as many people as hauling ridiculous cargo, but the cargo is you make so
much money,
so many credits right now. The top guy right now is hauled over 1 million tons. 1 million tons.
Oh my gosh.
And you're talking, he's probably getting 60 million, probably plus a trade dividend. So he's probably getting 75 million credits per haul, and he's done over 1,000. So he's made 75 billion credits.
Oh my God.
Hauling for this CG. That is fucking bonkers.
I need to tell that guy about an SRV endurance race.
Exactly. Actually, I think we need to tell this guy to literally go touch grass, because that is insane.
It's too late for him. He's space grass, man.
But when you go the multiple things with this CG, the modules we have never seen before, these TARDIS modules that are bigger on the inside, is kind of crazy. And you throw the fact we just added the largest cargo ship ever to the game. Well, not we, FDev added the biggest cargo ship ever seen in this game. And the just sheer credits, it was bound to be popular, but nobody could have guessed that it would be, twice the Defense of Earth CG. So I think
the guy that has the number 1 contributions and the guy that have the number 2 contributions are like locked in a hate fest of trying to outdo the other at this point. I don't know how else to explain it.
Well, we have no idea what the number 2 is. The number 2 could be down, but number 10 is 651,000. So everybody in the top 10 is a little bit fucking ridiculous.
Oh, those poor sods need to touch space grass straight up.
Yeah. But I mean, here's the thing though, is to be in the top 25%, you need 27,000 hauls. So the top 25% goes from 27,000 tons to 651,000 tons. So that is quite a spread there when you get up
gosh,
at the top crust. So
all right, so real quick, I have bounties. Do I turn them in at the administrative contact at Starlight Station?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, turn them in turn in bounties there. Yes.
Okay, fun YouTube.
Okay, there we go.
Watch.
All right. Yeah, if you're interested in joining us gigantic idiots, loose screws, hit us up on the Discord. You can find the link at loosescrewsed.com. That's loosescrewsed.com. You can also visit our Patreon. All of the money that goes to that goes straight back into the community and podcast.
Oblivious, were you talking about some YouTube video before Lark just started rambling there?
I didn't want to interrupt him. He was cooking, man. So
I was waiting to hear this YouTube video that you were talking about, and all of a sudden you just started shutting down.
YouTube, and I thought you were talking about wrapping up.
He was cooking.
Well, just so everyone knows, that's just the FYI. And just putting that out there.
Well, I wasn't I was just letting him go till he took a breath. I was like, I'm gonna let him finish, then I'll ask you if you had something cool to share. So, all right, what do you got, Oblivious?
So
I hate myself. Oh, Oblivious.
Got a little YouTube fun watch for our ground pounders out there. which I haven't done a lot of. So I did find this pretty interesting. It's from Commander Exorcist. It's titled "Easily Destroy Any Elite Dangerous Settlement with Any Equipment Level." So he goes in with a level 1 Maverick suit, and he goes through
super taser.
the entire, that's it, with just the energy link. That's it. Just takes out the entire what is it, base with an energy, crouching and sneaking up on him. I thought it was pretty funny, pretty cool. It was fun to watch.
I need to go watch that. That sounds hilarious.
I heard about it. I haven't watched it yet. I might have to go do that for fun. So,
hey, Lark.
All right, Lark.
Sign us out the show, Lark.
I already said it. I'm not saying it again.
All right. All right, everybody. It's been a fun show.
It's been a show of shows.
Thank you, Lark Shadow. Thank you, Oblivious.
Thanks,
Thank you, Soundboard that no longer exists. Thank you, Jan Trax, for cleaning this up later.
100%.
And have fun out there shooting. And for the record, just so nobody thinks that I hated the buckyball race thing, it was fun. It's a skill that, as you're doing it, you get like 3, 4, 6, 7 hops in a row, and you're like, I think I'm getting it. It's like when you're golfing and you get a few good shots in a row and you think you know what the hell you're doing. Then all of a sudden you shank a ball way off to the right and it just falls apart. It is an entirely different skill than anything else in this game, and it's amazing that it is part of this game. And I may or may not be closet training for the next buckyball race.
Same.
But I'm going to say right now, I hate this shit. All right.
You will come away with a greater appreciation of yaw.
Oh my God.
100%.
You'll be like, they have the technology to put thrusters on on the sides of the front of my ship. Why can't I have yaw? So yes.
Skimmers. We need skimmers.
Yes. Yes. Or hover bikes or something. Add something else. That'd be great. So
yeah, skimmer bike is to me what loadouts are to you. I want that so bad.
Oh, well, that's coming with Vanguards, man.
Yay!
Yeah, on good authority. Some random Reddit rumor. You know,
there you go.
Definitely exists. All right, shut this thing down.
All right, say bye,
everybody.
Bye.